I got disconnected due to power failure. I'm on genset now. I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There's a power cut, so I'm on genset now. So sorry for getting disconnected. Well, Yogesh, just quickly ask please somebody asked Yogesh to join back, right? Meanwhile, let me share the presentation. Right? I hope the screens are visible to you now. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I got disconnected due to the power.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Is it audible now?
No, sir.
Sir, it's breaking a lot actually. I am also connected on my mobile data as there is power cut in my area. So
A lot of power cuts is going on in Jaipur, right? Yeah, I hope is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Now
Yes,
it is
sir.
audible.
yes, now it's better.
So, see, Volcker rule prohibit hedge fund participation, prohibit proprietary trading, prohibit the proprietary trading, only market making or the transaction that are done on behalf of customers are allowed. But when Volcker rule was implemented, अगर उससे पहले आपकी होल्डिंग है, so your percentage of ownership in hedge funds and private equity should not exceed 3% of Tier 1 capital. There should be access to real-time on-demand data. There should be another requirement. So another requirement is with respect to whether you are doing proprietary trading or a market. Okay. So in order to make sure, you need to give access to real-time on-demand data to demonstrate regulator that what may be deemed proprietary trading is appropriately segregated from the client's facilitated trading activity. You have to give access to real-time on-demand data to regulators that what may be deemed as a proprietary trading is appropriately segregated from client individuals transaction as well as market making. यानी आपको real time पे data regulators को provide करना है and proper segregation of customer induced transaction, market making and prohibited proprietary trading should be there. Because proprietary trading is prohibited, so it is your responsibility to give them the real-time access so that they make sure that whatever transaction you are doing, it is only customer-induced transaction or a market making exercise. It is also necessary to demonstrate how what appears to be proprietary trading is truly market making or a agency-based deal. आपको real time उन्हें data देना है regulators को to prove that it is not a proprietary trading or a deemed proprietary. It is purely either a market making or agency based or a client induced transaction. So आपको real time पे उन्हें data देना है in order to prove that you are not doing proprietary trading. Whatever transaction you have done in this market is purely as a market maker or it's an agency based transaction or it's a customer induced activity. I hope slide number 61 is clear. Any doubt so far? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Clear है?
Yes, sir.
ये बैंक
Yes,
की
sir.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। देखिए रियल टाइम क्यों? क्योंकि रियल टाइम पे प्रूफ हो सकता है कि वो प्रोप्राइटरी ट्रेडिंग, आपने सुबह लिया शाम को बेच दिया, तो उसी समय ये प्रूफ हो सकता है कि वेदर इट्स अ प्रोप्राइटरी ट्रेडिंग और सम मार्केट मेकिंग, राइट? ऑल्दो ये बहुत कंफ्यूजन है, it's difficult and it is the onus on the bank to prove that it's not a proprietary trading, it is a market making or a customer induced, otherwise penalties will be levied. बैंक को प्रूव करना रेगुलेटर्स को, इज इट क्लियर? इस वजह से ऑन रियल टाइम ऑन डिमांड डेटा के थ्रू ये प्रूव करवाने की कोशिश करें। What is expected from investment banks and banks with respect to worker rules? So I'm on slide number 62. Is slide number 62 visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Firms will need to able to quick access of firms will need to give a quick access and perform real-time monitoring of data to ensure whether they are meeting the obligation under worker rule or not. Second, firm will want to know if specific cutoffs are triggered and be able to identify the activity below threshold to better against the limit being breached. Firms will want to know what are the specific cutoff triggers and able to identify whether they're on cutoff their investment in hedge funds are below the threshold limit or not. Firms need to have data readily available to demonstrate that the trading is done as a market maker or on behalf of client. It's not a proprietary trading. देखिए confusion बस इतना सा है, क्योंकि बैंक्स proprietary trading भी करते हैं, एजेंसी बेस्ड डीलिंग भी करते हैं, कस्टमर इंड्यूस ट्रांजैक्शन भी करते हैं, प्रोप्राइटरी और मार्केट मेकिंग भी करते हैं। तो आपको रेगुलेटरी एजेंसीज को प्रूफ करना है विद हेल्प ऑफ रियल टाइम डाटा, प्रॉपर डाटा के साथ कि व्हाटएवर ट्रांजैक्शन यू हैव डन इन द डेरिवेटिव मार्केट, इट इज एज अ प्योरली एज अ either market maker या फिर customer introduced, they have not done proprietary trading, otherwise penalty will be levied. Is it clear? सेकेंड पॉइंट बात करता है ब्रीच का। सो देयर विल बी अ कट ऑफ डेट, उस कट ऑफ डेट पे चेक किया जाता है कि ये 3% आपके टायर कैपिटल से ज्यादा तो क्रॉस नहीं हुआ है। इज इट क्लियर? इज स्लाइड नंबर 62 क्लियर? इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रूल। इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
एनी डाउट्स? एनी डाउट्स?
No.
देखिए डॉट फ्रैंक एक्ट और यूरोपियन मार्केट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रेगुलेशन में it was the first time under the Dodd-Frank Act they have regulated OTC derivative. They framed the rules and regulations for reporting. They framed the rules and regulations for payment and clearing system of OTC derivative. So a new regulatory framework over the counter derivative. A new framework is designed to increase transparency and additional risk management to the derivatives traded over the counter. So for the first time under Dodd-Frank Act, OTC have been brought under regulations. Not only their reporting, but their payment and clearing is being routed to centralized clearing house in order to reduce the credit risk, as well as proper reporting goes to the government. So new framework is designed to improve, to bring more transparency and additional risk management in traditionally traded over the counter. मेन पर्पस तो देखिए रिपोर्टिंग है, साथ में पेमेंट एंड क्लियरिंग सिस्टम के थ्रू भी रिपोर्टिंग जा रही है, प्लस द मेन पर्पस बिहाइंड दिस वाज रिपोर्टिंग एंड एट द सेम टाइम मेकिंग इंश्योर वेदर इन एट द सेम टाइम इंश्योरिंग दैट क्रेडिट रिस्क आप रिड्यूस करें, सो दैट in order to reduce the credit risk in OTC derivative, the same is been now allowed to settle to a centralized clearing house. Dodd-Frank Act में एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज आया जहां पे यूएस के ओटीसी डेरिवेटिव मार्केट को रेगुलेट करने के लिए रेगुलेशन बनाए गए, स्टैंडर्ड बनाए गए, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टैंडर्ड्स each and every possible OTC derivative transaction should be either routed through stock exchange or through electronic trading platform, or it should be cleared through a centralized clearing house, so that reporting भी हो जाए and credit risk be reduced हो जाए, in order to bring transparency in OTC derivative market, which is one of the biggest markets, much bigger than the equity from debt market. Is slide number 63 clear? Is slide number 63 clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about Piyush? Piyush, Shanu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So new regulatory framework for over-the-counter derivatives include with come of Dodd-Frank Act. New regulatory framework for over-the-counter derivative include require financial service firm, investment bank and other financial service firm to centrally clear और ट्रेड एलिजिबल डेट ओटीसी ऑन एक्सचेंज, या तो एक्सचेंज पे ट्रेड हो तो एक्सचेंज का क्लियरिंग हाउस क्लियर करेगा, अगर वहां पे ट्रेड नहीं होता तो उसे सेंट्रली क्लियर करना पड़ेगा. After this regulation, it will not be no more over the counter. It need to be routed. It is over to the counter, but it need to be routed. The payment and clearing need to be settled to a centralized clear. The push out of certain derivative activities from insured deposit taking institution and other firms receive federal support. Push out of certain derivative activity from insured deposit taking institutions and other firms receive federal support. Designation of qualifying firms as swap entity. Credit default swaps, interest rate swap को derivative activity से बाहर निकालकर अलग कैटेगरी उसके लिए बना दी गई, that is swap entities. So they have been pulled off separately by the US federal government and they have made as swap entities. So swap को other OTC derivatives के rule है, swap entities and swaps के लिए a different rule was established. So enhanced prudential standard and transparency for swap entities. Swap is one of the biggest player in the OTC derivative market. So enhanced prudential standards and transparency of swap entities clearing house includes margins, capital as well as reporting requirement. उनके लिए अलग से स्टैंडर्ड बना दिया, सारे OTC डेरिवेटिव को एक तरफ रख दिया, स्वैप के लिए अलग से स्वैप एंटिटीज बना दी, उनके लिए अलग से रूल बनाया because it is one of the biggest participants in the US OTC market. So they have made a prudential norms which each and every person need to follow with respect to margins. कि अगर आपको स्वैप एग्रीमेंट करना है तो आपको मिनिमम मार्जिन इस प्रुडेंशियल स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा. मिनिमम कैपिटल इज रिक्वायर्ड. What are the reporting requirements that swap entities need to do? उनके लिए अलग specific norms बना दिए गए under the new regulatory framework which comes under Dodd-Frank. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes. Sir, swap
का
entity.
focus इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि swap was one of the biggest parameters. तो उनके लिए अलग से swap entities के लिए अलग से standard बनाया, rules बनाया, regulation बनाया. सारे OTC derivative एक तरफ, swap एक तरफ. Yeah, Veena, is it clear?
Yes, sir. The one who participates in swap dealing includes in swap entities.
Yeah. Swap entities मतलब जो participants है, तो उन्हें minimum margin requirement. क्योंकि देखिए swap में कोई आपको initial amount पे नंबर भी कराना पड़ता है, तो उन्हें minimum margin requirement so that credit worthiness पे doubt ना आए, minimum capital requirement and other standard norms were established ताकि उनकी credit worthiness में problem ना आए. Is it clear? कि minimum capital जो उनके पास होनी चाहिए in order to participate in swap transaction, इस तरह की restrictions लगा दी, right? Swap market is not open for everyone. It is open only for institutional public. Generally, banks and financial institutions are the buyers and sellers in the swap market. Is it clear? It's not open for people like you and me directly, right? क्योंकि फिर अगर हमारे लिए ओपन कर देंगे तो कोलैटरल रिस्क प्लस काउंटर पार्टी डिफॉल्ट रिस्क काफी बड़ा हो जाएगा. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, exchange, execution and centralized clearing for OTC derivative. Creation of a special exchange, execution and centralized clearing requirement for buy-side firms as its implication around connectivity, straight-through processing and user record support keeping, etc. The client clearing of OTC derivative is a part of a complex environment that involves multiple participants. Because of the centralized clearing, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक तो पहली बात standardized contract है, but still lot of choices are there in that contract. Stock market के rest simplified product नहीं है. ISDA के शेड्यूल के अंदर आपके बहुत सारी चॉइसेस दी है, बहुत सारे इलेक्शंस रेफर्ड आपने करे हैं, बहुत सारी चॉइसेस करी, which make this product more complicated. So creation of an exchange has its own implication with respect to state through processing and user record keeping. The transaction here is very complicated. ISDA has laid a proper standardized format, but बहुत सारे options हैं, choices हैं under schedule. आज हम स्टॉक मार्केट में जब ट्रांजैक्शन करते हैं तो हमारे पास इतने शेड्यूल्स में चॉइसेस नहीं होती, so which make it very complicated. It's not easy to centrally clear the thing because every transaction is a unique in itself. कुछ में कुछ शेड्यूल्स में कुछ चला हुआ है, कुछ में नहीं. So every time checking the same and everything, it's a comprehensive process, it's not a very easy process. Is it clear? For example, let's say A B ने contract करा OTC derivative. Under this contract, as per ISDA, cross collateralization is allowed. Do you remember cross collateralization? बताइए, what do you mean cross collateralization quickly? Cross collateralization का मतलब बताइए. That was possible with a tri-party. याद आ रहा है? Cross collateralization quickly.
सर क्रॉस कोलेटराइजेशन वही था ना जो एक सिक्योरिटी दूसरी लोन के लिए भी यूज कर सकते थे.
Yeah. A and B have entered into a OTC derivative contract, wherein B have given the collateral to C, which is a custodian. A have entered into a new contract with D, so A can use the same collateral that was given by B as a security for a new transaction. So that is cross collateralization. It can be only done if A and B agreement schedule allows it, as per ISDA. Is it clear? याद आ रहा है क्रॉस कोलैटरलाइजेशन अब?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Any doubts, पीयूष?
No, sir.
देखिए आसान नहीं है सेंट्रलाइज क्लियरिंग. स्टॉक मार्केट में हर चीज बहुत स्टैंडर्डाइज है, लाइक फ्यूचर में लॉट साइज स्टैंडर्डाइज है, सबका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक जैसा बनता है. यहाँ पे शेड्यूल के अंदर बहुत सारी चॉइसेस होती है, कहीं पे क्रॉस कोलैटरलाइजेशन अलाउड है, कहीं जो चीज डिफॉल्ट है किसी और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में वो डिफॉल्ट नहीं है, कहीं में ब्रीच ऑफ एग्रीमेंट को डिफॉल्ट माना है, कहीं में नहीं माना, because a lot of choices are given under the schedule act, right? So clearing is not very simple for this complicated because a lot of things need to, it's not a pure standard की. फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक स्टैंडर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, लॉट साइज फिक्स्ड है, सारे टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन फिक्स्ड है. यहाँ पे टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन इन फॉर्म ऑफ शेड्यूल इज वेरिंग, so which make it more complicated. Plus there is a connectivity issue with respect to clients, clearing house, order management system, executing brokers, affirmation portal, affirmation with respect to, if you remember, affirmation, trade affirmation we have discussed in the trade life cycle of a OTC derivative. Do you guys remember trade affirmation? Even Nandita helped you out in recalling trade affirmation during the last session. I hope you guys remember trade affirmation.
Yes, sir.
Do you
Yes, sir.
remember trade affirmation?
Yes, sir.
OTC derivative में before the final agreement is made, affirmation is sent to both the parties as per ISDA master agreement. Then final agreement is being executed. Is it clear? I hope you guys remember the trade affirmation.
Yes, sir.
It's a complicated process. OTC clearing karana, centralized clearing, it's not easy because lot of choices are there. So it is a connectivity with clients, clearing house, order management, affirmation, clearing brokers. Clearing brokers मतलब वो ब्रोकर जो कि क्लियरिंग में हेल्प करेंगे. एग्जीक्यूटिंग वो ब्रोकर जिसके साथ आपने केवल ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूट किया है, their job is over. Clearing who helps in executing of the transaction. No. I'm on slide number 67. Is slide number 67 visible to all of you?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Strategic decisions need to be made with regard. Strategic decisions need to be made regarding which clearing house and platform should be supported. The centralized counterparty do not provide end user service. Strategic decision need to be made at your level, which clearinghouse and platform you should use. The centralized counterparty do not provide end user support and service, which is why visibility into the transaction process will be critical to support the client service requirement. देखिए सेंट्रलाइज क्लियरिंग हाउस का बस इतना सा काम है, डाटा आपसे कलेक्ट करना, क्लियर करना, रिपोर्ट करना, दैट्स इट. They will not provide end-to-end service like a stock exchange or other clearinghouse do. So their job is to just clear the securities centrally and report the same to the authorities. That's it. So it is not working like a full-fledged stock exchange or a full-fledged clearinghouse, which do a lot of activities apart from their testing. So centralized clearing counterparties do not provide end user support. That's why visibility in the transaction process. उनका काम केवल clear कर settle करना है. Agreement बनाना, execute करना, insure करना. That is all the part which our investment banks at their level need to do on both companies. Their work is just limited to clearing and settlement. They'll only do that work. They'll not do the work which stock market do. यहाँ पे stock market खुद standardize करता है सारे clearing agreements and all. तो यहाँ पे इसको overview वो नहीं करेगा. उसका काम is limited to the extent of clearing and settling that transaction. Systems that provide margin and collateral management functioning will need to be reviewed and enhanced. देखिए बहुत easy नहीं है centralized clearing करना. आप देखते हैं बहुत सारे शेड्यूल में बहुत सारी choices हैं. सारी choices को review करके आपको clearing या settle कराना पड़ेगा. Plus lot of parties से coordinate करना पड़ेगा. It's not a stock market जहाँ पे सारी चीजें activities आपको कल कराएंगे. So it's a complicated thing. Lot of activities need to be done at investment banks. Remaining activity only with respect to clearing and settling exclusively is done on clearinghouse level. It's not a full-fledged exchange. Only clearing is done for the purpose of settling of the transaction and for the purpose of reporting to the government. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, Veena?
Yes, sir.
Record keeping with respect to OTC derivative as per US. Record keeping requirement for it's US का है. ये US की authority, US की तीन major authorities हैं, चार major. First is US Security and Exchange Commission that is regulating the US stock market plus OTC derivative market of US. Another is commodity in future market. So only listed exchange traded derivative has been regulated by Commodity Future and Trading Corporation. Third is US Federal Reserve Bank. Fourth is Deposit Insurance Corporation. So record keeping requirement according to Commodity and Future Trading Commission for the listed derivatives can impose record keeping requirement of Commodity Future Trading Corporation. It can impose additional record keeping on non-US entities, particularly those executing the transaction with non-US counterparties. So they can impose additional requirements with respect to those people who are non-US counterparties. So they may put additional requirements for record keeping with respect to non-US counterparties, particularly for those who are executing the transaction with non-US counterparty. अगर दोनों पार्टी US की नहीं है, European counterparty है, so this commission or any other agency in US can increase or may impose additional restrictions on the record keeping because the counterparty is not a US based, it's another counterparty. So this required changes in the policies and development of record rating procedures to meet the policy requirement. अगर मान लीजिए US के OTC derivative US और यूरोप की पार्टी के बीच में OTC derivative agreement हुआ. अब because of the change requirement, B को भी अपने data को structure को change करना पड़ेगा A को भी in order to comply with the requirement. क्योंकि ultimately counterparty की details भी साथ में आपको store करनी पड़ेगी, need to go to the enhanced and they need to maintain this record. So अगर B counterparty है European based, so they need to comply with European law also as well as American law also as a counterparty. I hope the last statement is clear. A and B, A is an American based party, B is a European based party. So B as a counterparty need to comply with both US law as well as European law also. Because as a counterparty, the record keeping time period, whatever is prescribed by the US, they need to maintain the record for that time period also, as well as they need to comply with the local European based law also. Is it clear? Otherwise,
sir.
US में आपको बैन कर दिया जाएगा. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
यानी आपको दोनों के लॉज कंप्लाई करने पड़ेंगे. What is expected from derivative industry with respect to these changes? The current operation and technology environment for eligible interest rate and credit default swap will change substantially with the help of this new prudential norms. So current approach to bilateral trading positions keeping has process being automated in recent years to support the volume increase, as well as manual process specially designed to support bilateral. Now the automation of data need to be done. आपको centralized clearing house को देना है, authorities को देना है, all things need to be done. So it cannot be done manually. Everything need to be more computerized. What will be the connectivity channel now? How the derivatives are traded and connected through centralized clearing house is given in this tab. I'm on slide number 70. Is slide number 70 visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Adding a centralized counterparty will force a change in the environment. It will increase. एक centralized clearing party को अगर आप OTC से derivative environment करते हो, तो what will be the changes? It will increase the flexibility to support client choices and preference. देखिए centralized clearing houses जो हैं वो US में भी multiple हैं, यूरोप में भी हैं. तो आप choose कर सकते हो whether you want this transaction to be cleared to US with that specific or with somebody else. So you have allows to flexibility to client choices and preference. It has enhanced connectivity. It helps in automated processing through processing, possibly cross-divisional coordination as infrastructure support, traded off listing, derivatives are leveraged. So basically, it helps in increasing the flexibility, helps in enhanced connectivity, helps in processing to STP, possibly cross-divisional coordination as infrastructure that support traded off listed. Cross-divisional coordination means central counterparties can coordinate with listed clearing house also with this respect. तो काफी advantage भी है, disadvantage भी है. Disadvantage है कि clearing will not be very smooth because schedules बहुत सारे हैं. हर schedules को देखना पड़ेगा. And every transaction is different with respect to the schedule and choices made. So as a result, जब मैं इसकी claims की calculation करूँगा being the clearing house, तो clearing house का क्या काम होता है? They need to send the claims to the client, whatever amount they need to pay. So at the time of that calculation, you have to go through all the agreements because every agreement में schedules अलग-अलग choose हैं. So it could be a default for one agreement, it cannot be a default for another agreement. So you have to go through complete schedule before clearing that centralized thing. It's not a standard agreement कि केवल word figure बदल रहा है. Schedule में choices बदल रही है, उस choices से सबसे आपका claim amount भी बदल रहा है. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
देखिए यूएस की बात कर रहा हूं, अभी मैं मेफिड पे नहीं आया. हमने फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड को पढ़ा था मेफिड में, जो यूएस के सबप्राइम क्राइसिस से पहले इंट्रोड्यूस हो गया था, बट यूएस ने इसको 2010 में डॉड फ्रैंक एक्ट के साथ इंट्रोड्यूस किया था. फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड फॉर रिटेल ब्रोकर्स. Will the brokers as well as dealers subject to fiduciary standard? There's a significant portion on retail broker, dealer, which have numerous business and rights implication. The act defined, Dodd-Frank Act ने consumer protection को भी focus किया है. So this act defined the fiduciary standard. As you as a broker or an intermediator should have act in the best capacity for the client. You should to keep the client interest first in ahead of your personal interest. So the act defines a new fiduciary standard, says the retail brokers and dealers should act in the best interest of customer without regard to any financial or other interest of broker. So you have to always act in interest of the client. You have to keep the client interest ahead of your personal interest. You have to always take decision with respect to client interest because of fiduciary standard. You have to give client interest more opinion than your personal interest of making money. So The fiduciary standard says you have to always act in the best interest of client without regard to any financial interest of broker, dealer or advisor. आपको आपके पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट से ज्यादा क्लाइंट के इंटरेस्ट को वॉच करना है. दैट्स अ न्यू फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड. यूरोप में ये पहले से था, यूएस में डॉट फ्रैंक एक्ट में इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया गया. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
इसका एक एग्जांपल लेता हूं. मान लीजिए क्लाइंट इज नॉट पेइंग योर ब्रोकरेज ऑन टाइम. कुछ ब्रोकर क्या करेंगे, अपनी ब्रोकरेज रिकवरी की वजह रिकवरी करने के लिए या चार्जेस रिकवरी के लिए दे में sell few of the shares of the client or that too of that shares in which he is suffering a huge loss. So in this situation आपने fiduciary standard को follow नहीं किया, आपने आपका इंटरेस्ट क्लाइंट के इंटरेस्ट से हाइड रखा, आपने अपनी फीस पेंडिंग फीस और चार्जेस को रिकवर करने के लिए क्लाइंट का लॉस मेकिंग एसेट बेच दिया. So it will be against the fiduciary standard. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
इंडिया में fiduciary standard फॉलो होते हैं, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
यहाँ कोई fiduciary standard फॉलो नहीं होते. ब्रोकर सबसे पहले अपना पैसा रिकवर करता है, चाहे उसके लिए आपकी पोजीशन स्क्वायर अप भी होनी पड़ी. That's fine. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Because we do not have
सर
any
आपने कहा
specific.
था ना कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट में फॉलो होता है फिडुशियरी सिस्टम.
हाँ, बट कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट में तो क्या कंज्यूमर के साथ अनफेयर प्रैक्टिस नहीं होती है. फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स या फाइनेंशियल ब्रोकर्स के लिए फिडुशियरी ड्यूटी कहीं डिफाइन नहीं करी. वो तो एक मैक्रो लॉ है जो पूरे कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन पे अप्लाई होता है, राइट? स्पेसिफिकली रिटेल ब्रोकिंग या फाइनेंशियल एक्टिविटीज के लिए लॉ नहीं बना हुआ. इज इट क्लियर?
ओके सर.
इन्होंने स्पेशली फिडुशियरी ड्यूटी लगा दी ब्रोकर की, तो ऐसी स्पेसिफिक ड्यूटीज के लिए कोई एक्ट पास नहीं हुआ है. ऐसे तो सभी भी इन्वेस्टर्स को प्रोटेक्ट करता है, बट फिडुशियरी ड्यूटी के नाम पे स्पेसिफिक रिक्वायरमेंट के साथ कोई एक्ट ऐसा लॉ नहीं है. इज इट क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर?
यस सर.
Will broker dealer subject to fiduciary standard? The current suitability standard requires broker dealers to recommend products. Very very important. इसका साल सेकंड केस में आपको और बेटर जवाब मिलेगा. ब्रोकर और डीलर, आपने सुना होगा बहुत बार इंश्योरेंस 3 तरीके का होता है. ट्रेडिशनल प्लान, मैंने बहुत बार बताया, ट्रेडिशनल प्लान, एंडोमेंट एंड यूलिप. I've told you multiple times. I hope you remember, right? Insurance
Yes,
are
sir.
of 3 types: traditional plan, ULIP and endowment. We have discussed it. Do you guys remember?
यस सर.
तो बहुत बार कमीशन ज्यादा कमाने के लिए बिना इन्वेस्टमेंट का ऑब्जेक्टिव समझे ब्रोकर्स या रिटेलर्स उसे यूलिप बेच देते हैं, बट हिज एक्चुअल रिक्वायरमेंट इज ट्रेडिशनल प्लान. सो फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड में ऐसा नहीं पॉसिबल है. देखिए क्या बोलता है फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड यूएस में. द करेंट सुटेबिलिटी स्टैंडर्ड requires broker dealer to recommend the product that are suitable from the customer in light of customer's investment objective, in light of risk, in light of other factors. आप रिटायर्ड आदमी को डेरिवेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट बेच रहे हैं, हेज फंड बेच रहे हैं. He has already has a limited income. He is making investment in order to earn his livelihood, और आप उसे डेरिवेटिव सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं क्योंकि इसमें ज्यादा कमीशन मिल रहा है. It's against the fiduciary standard. So current suitability standard requires the broker dealer to recommend the products only that are suitable to the customer's objective. That is, objective is medium term, long term, short term one. To risk, whether you want to take more risk, then you can suggest him derivative product. Less risk, you can suggest him debt products or government bonds, etc. and other factors. So it is like misspelling नहीं होनी चाहिए. आप उसने अगर आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव क्लियर किया तो उस इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव के हिसाब से आप उसे बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट देंगे, ना कि यू विल सेल हिम दैट प्रोडक्ट इन व्हिच यू आर गेटिंग द मैक्सिमम इनकम. इफ यू सेल डू इट इन यूएस, it will be treated like you have not taken the fiduciary interest of client ahead or before your personal interest. Is it clear? Is it
Yes.
clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
पीयूष आप कॉल कर रहे हो?
यस सर।
पीयूष आपका कॉल आया मेरे पास।
सर वो जब आप डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए थे तब का।
क्या बताएं इंडिया में फॉलो हो रहा है क्या? इज फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड बीइंग फॉलोड इन इंडिया? यू कैन बेटर आंसर दिस। हमारे
sir.
यहाँ पे वो प्रोडक्ट बेच दिया जाता है जिसमें सबसे ज्यादा कमीशन होता है बिफोर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ कस्टमर्स इंटरेस्ट, और वहां पे फिडुशियरी लॉ है। अगर आपने ऐसा किया और ये प्रूफ हो गया, यू में सब्जेक्ट टू पेनल्टी अंडर द लॉ, राइट? सो ब्रोकर एंड डीलर may be required to adhere to the standard of conduct applicable to an investment advisor. वहां पे इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर एक्ट भी है। Broker and dealer may be required to adhere to the standard of conduct applicable to investment advisor under the Investment Advisor Act of 1940, while providing personalized investment advice to customers, while providing the personalized investment advice about securities to retail customer. पहले से लॉ 1940 में पास कर दिया था उन्होंने कि brokers and dealers need to adhere to the standard of conduct that is applicable on investment advisor under the Investment Advisor Act of 1940, before our independence. One provided, which provide the personal investment advice to retail customer. So retail customers को, broker को या institutional customers को, you have to always think from the interest of the client. You should keep it more than your interest, especially with respect to at least investment objective जो client ने बताया. With respect to risk, अगर वो risk लेने जाता है, you have to suggest him to invest in government securities. You cannot make him invest into high risk derivatives and other factors. Is it clear? Is slide number 72 clear? Yes or no?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
What kind of information technology and data implication you need to make sure in order to comply with this new fiduciary law in US? Prior to engage in principal transaction, brokers and dealer may require to obtain client consent, which would result in new operational process and system enhancement to support the requirement. Prior to engage in any principal transaction on behalf of client, the broker or dealer may require to have client consent, which would result in new process. देखिए consent तो लेना ही पड़ेगा customer का before entering of any transaction. कुछ लोग consent verbal लेते हैं, कुछ writing में लेते हैं, कुछ with help of OTPs, कुछ with help of verifications लेते हैं. So prior to engage in principal transaction on behalf of client, broker or dealer may require to obtain the client consent, which result in new operational process and system enhancement that should support this requirement. Broker and dealer may need to enhance and develop business application to enforce this standard with care. System enforced restriction may also be required to help representative meeting the fiduciary standard. System enforced restriction. Like, let me give you an example. Like अगर कोई ओल्ड एज कस्टमर है या फिर मान लीजिए कोई गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट है, तो उसमें सिस्टम में रिस्ट्रिक्शन है कि दे कैन नॉट इन्वेस्ट इन डेरिवेटिव बिकॉज़ इट्स अ लॉ. सो सिस्टम में रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगा दिया, अगर ब्रोकर चाहेगा तो भी दैट सिस्टम विल नॉट प्रोसेस दैट इन्वेस्ट. So these kind of restrictions can be made in system in order to ensure the fiduciary duty is done. Thus, you require a lot of systems to be changed in order to support this new requirement. Lot of data also. Management of the data. Before entering of any transaction on behalf of customer, you have to take consent from customer. So पहले consent writing में ली जाती थी, आजकल consent OTP के थ्रू ली जाती है. Apart from this, it could be taken with help of confirmations on phone. आप इससे confirm कर सकते हैं on a recorded line. There are different ways, right? I hope 73, slide number 73 is clear. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Significant IT nets that we get. Additionally, देखिए fiduciary duty निभाने के लिए ट्रेड लाइफ साइकिल में आप क्या करेंगे? Additionally, post trade review, जैसे ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूट होता है, post trade review will need to enhanced to ensure over appropriate supervisory oversight. As soon as the trade is executed, a post-trade review will need to be enhanced to ensure appropriate supervisory oversight is done. Adherence to fiduciary standard could result in added cost due to additional compliances, regulatory, etc. Additionally, there will be one-time cost to establish a compliance regime to follow these new standards or to develop system accordingly. Additionally, post-trade review should be done in order to ensure follow up this standard. In adherence, it may result in additional costs like putting up more controls, compliance, etc. Additionally, there will be one-time cost that will be established in order to support this standard by making changes in your system or putting an auto check in your system. Now, I'm on slide number 75. Is slide number 75 visible to you?
Yes, sir.
More or less slides एक ही चीज कह रही है, simple सा logic है. You have to keep your client interest ahead of your own interest, right? You have to understand the investment objective. You have to understand the risk level. You have to understand other factors that disclosed by client. You cannot enter into any transaction without the client consent, either in writing or through any other mode. So whatever the situation is, you have to always keep your client interest ahead of you, because of which you need to develop some system checks within your system. There should be some comprehensive procedure that need to be followed. Plus, there should be proper post-trade review before actual amount is sent. So I'm on slide number 75. A fiduciary standard. देखिए, बहुत important. Very, very important. India में बिल्कुल इसका उल्टा होता है. I'm on slide number 75. Is slide number 75 visible? Very interesting fact.
Yes, sir.
Fiduciary standard क्या बोलता है? According to US fiduciary standard, a fiduciary standard moves the burden of proof from the client to the broker dealer. इंडिया में उल्टा होता है, आपको प्रूफ करना पड़ता है, आपका ब्रोकर डीलर बुलाते हैं. यहाँ पे fiduciary standard में ब्रोकर को प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा that he is acted in the client interest. Is it clear? Can you see the change?
Yes.
Can you see the change? Can you understand the change? Fiduciary standard moves the burden, not on the client, moves the burden of proof from the client to the broker who have not acted in the best interest of client. So broker को proof करना पड़ेगा that he has acted in the best interest of client. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
इंडिया में क्या होता है, आपको प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा एज ए कस्टमर की आपका ब्रोकर आपके इंटरेस्ट में नहीं आया है. वहां पे ब्रोकर को फिडुशियरी स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा he acted in the best interest of client. Is it clear? So I hope the first law is clear.
Yes.
Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? More robust procedure around periodically updating customer investment objective and risk tolerance will also be required. ठीक है, हर एक का अपना रिस्क टॉलरेंस होता है. हो सकता है इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव चेंज भी होते रहे, तो आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव रिस्क टॉलरेंस भी अप टू डेट करते रहना चाहिए, कस्टमर से बार बार बात करके. Having the right data available, so registered representative, having right data available, so the registered representative can quickly access accurate and up-to-date information about the customers and products will be essential to ensure the compliance with the fiduciary standard. Having the right data available, so registered representative, having the right data available, so registered representative can quickly access the accurate and up-to-date information of the customer and the products that will be essential to ensure the compliance with fiduciary standard. देखिए मेरे को मेरे systems well proof करने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि burden on proof is on me, not on customer. So I have to make my systems updated. I need to take the investment objective this tolerance again and again from customer. उसके proofs मुझे इकट्ठे करने पड़ेंगे in order to ensure to the department that I'm following the fiduciary standard, because burden on proof is on me, not on customers. Is it clear? If I'm the retailer, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
More robust technology for detecting, tracking, and reporting conflicts will be necessary to use the standard. Proper grievance redressal system, closely monitoring, otherwise the situation. So more robust technology for detecting, tracking, reporting the conflicts that will be necessary to comply with the standard. Regardless of specifics around the fiduciary responsibility, it is clear that regulator will demand a greater degree of care towards retail investors. Retail investors का और ज़्यादा ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा आपको, because of fiduciary duty, thus they cannot afford to lose their wealth. So regardless to specifics around the fiduciary responsibility, it is clear that regulators demand a greater degree of care to retail investors. This will likely use their power of examination and enforcement to implement this requirement. So you need a better technology to ensure the compliance of the same, especially because the onus of proof is on us as a broker. Regardless of specifics around the fiduciary responsibility, it is clear that regulator likely demand a great degree of care towards retail investor in order to ensure the fiduciary. This will likely use the power of examination to enforce this requirement. A very, very important and the last part of Dodd-Frank Act. इस पे काफी सवाल पूछे जाते हैं. So I want complete attention. Before the complete attention, can you quickly repeat? Yes, we are ready to cover up the last part of Dodd-Frank Act. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Legal entity identifier. Office of Financial Research issued a policy directive citing a criticality of global legal entity identifier and its intention to adopt a uniform standard for identifying parties to financial contract. Do you remember legal entity identifier we have discussed with reference database management? याद आ रहा है आपको? Legal entity identifier हमने reference database management में deal किया.
Sir, beneficial और legal.
मॉक में पूछे थे. Do you guys remember?
Sir, beneficial and legal.
Legal entity identifier कौन सा था? I से चालू होता था.
ISIN, sir.
ISIN, CUSIP, these are all legal entity identifiers.
Okay,
Yes,
codes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which work at global level. Now, Office of Financial Research ने एक policy directive issue किया, citing the criticality of global legal entity identifier and intention to adopt universal standard for identifying the parties to financial contract. देखिए ये समझिए, ये बहुत important चीज है. वो ISIN globally बताता है कि ये कंपनी डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट दे रही है, इक्विटी दे रही है, कौन सी कंट्री की है. अब लीगल एंटिटी आइडेंटिफायर का मतलब समझिए. हमारे यहाँ पे कंपनीज के आगे क्या शब्द का इस्तेमाल होता है? व्हाट इज द नेम दैट वी यूज इनसाइड द लास्ट नेम दैट वी यूज टुवर्ड्स कंपनी? क्या नाम यूज करते हैं कंपनीज के? लास्ट नेम क्या होता है कंपनी का?
Sir,
LTD.
private limited or limited.
यूएस में यूज होता है आईएनसी. क्या होता है?
Incorporation, INC.
आईएनसी मींस इनकॉर्पोरेट, कंपनीज इनकॉर्पोरेट. इटली में कोई लिमिटेड प्राइवेट लिमिटेड यूज नहीं करता. वहां पे कंपनी के लिए वो यूज करते हैं एसपीए. क्या यूज करते हैं? एसपीए.
SPA.
वहां पे जैसे रिलायंस, अगर मान लीजिए लिस्टेड कंपनी है तो वो बोलेंगे रिलायंस लिमिटेड नहीं, रिलायंस एसपीए. रिलायंस एसपीए इटली. इज इट क्लियर?
So what does SP stand for?
ये इटालियन के अंदर कंपनी का फॉर्मेट है, इटालियन लैंग्वेज में.
Okay.
अब देखिए दिक्कत क्या आई डॉड फ्रैंक एक्ट में. कि काउंटर पार्टी की डिटेल्स फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन को ग्लोबली समझना है तो आपको ग्लोबल लेवल पे कॉमन स्टैंडर्ड्स यूज करने चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू आइडेंटिफाई द कंपनी। अगर वर्ल्ड वाइड सब लिमिटेड यूज करें तो बहुत इजी है आइडेंटिफाई करना कि ये कंपनी। अब वर्ल्ड में कोई लोग एसपी यूज कर रहे हैं तो अगर आपको पता नहीं एसपी क्या है तो आप कभी आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो क्या इज इट अ कंपनी? कैन यू
No, sir.
आइडेंटिफाई?
No, sir.
No, sir.
सो ऑफिस ऑफ फाइनेंशियल रिसर्च ने एक पॉलिसी डायरेक्टिव इशू करा regarding citing the criticality of creating a global legal entity identifier so that worldwide common things are used in order to identify whether it's a company trust, whether it's a company trust or a private limited or public limited, etc. So OFR issued a policy directive citing the criticality of a global legal entity identifier and its intention to adopt a universal standard to identify the parties to financial contract. अगर मान लीजिए यूएस की पार्टी ओवर द काउंटर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करती है चीज की पार्टी के साथ, अगर उसे पता ही नहीं एसपी कंपनी है तो वो उसका क्लासिफिकेशन अपनी रिपोर्टिंग में गलत कर देगी। एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? इज इट करेक्ट और रॉन्ग?
Yes, sir.
लेट मी शो यू। Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
So the name of the company is NESPA. What is the name of the company?
Any SPA.
It's an Italian multinational oil gas company. It's a company. It is even listed on New York Stock Exchange, Frankfurt, Rome Stock Exchange, etc. So this is a word. So OFR ने ये बोला एक ग्लोबल लेवल पे स्टैंडर्ड बनना चाहिए सो दैट एवरीबॉडी कैन आइडेंटिफाई। अगर हर जगह लिमिटेड, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड और पब्लिक लिमिटेड का शब्द का इस्तेमाल होता सो इट्स इजी फॉर अस टू आइडेंटिफाई। बट दिस प्रैक्टिस वी आर फॉलोइंग फ्रॉम यूएस, फ्रॉम यूके। यूएस में कंपनीज के लिए क्या यूज होता है इसे मैं थोड़ा सा समझाता हूँ। Can you see the slides in front of you? ये बहुत important है, कई बार इंटरव्यू में पूछा जाता है, तो that's why I'm spending some time. Can you see the slides in front of you? Is it clear? Is it visible? Is the slides visible? Yes or no? आपके सामने is the INC Limited this slide visible? Can you see the INC and Limited